Mike Wilmer.
Fired! Shots fired!
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 Here, Atlanta Sound Exchange at the William. Man, it's a busy weekend, crazy weekend. A lot of fun going on. It's Coachella weekend, as a matter of fact. Shout out to my brothers, Mike Will made it, Sway Lee, Slim Jim. Sway Lee had a. We good? Okay. Yeah. No, Sway Lee got a set on the Coachella this year, so that's real cool. And Mike Will and Slim Jim went out there to support him. And then we got albums out. We got Sway Lee new album, Mike Will's new album. So Mike Will's album's titled Reset. Sway Lee's album, same difference. Both of these albums are out right now, so going a little press run, run through LA. Check out all the spots. Just kick it. And it's crazy. Speaking of festivals, there's been a lot of conversation circulating about just how, I wouldn't say how relevant they are, but it's just like, where are they going? Just because, it's like the mega festivals is kind of the same, a few acts just keep getting booked over and over. So it's like, where are they headed? In my opinion, it's about culture. So I would never question the relevancy of the music festival. I think, okay, obviously, yeah, it's evolving. You know what I mean? You got, like, Coachella's still going strong. You got Rolling Loud. Shout out to my brothers Tariq. You know what I'm saying? DT, Nas, everybody like the whole Rolling Loud family. And even them, they're evolving. You know, they would be like considered like the new kids on the block as far as like festivals go. But then you got like, you know, Coachella, you got Austin City Limits, you know, all those different festivals that have been around for a long time, and they, you know. But to me, it's about culture. Like that's saying, do we still need festivals? To me, that's like saying, do we still need Christmas, or do we still need Thanksgiving? We know Thanksgiving was, you know what I'm saying? We know that story was not how it went down, but we still celebrate it because of it's culture. You know, it's culture brings people together. Like it's not about, oh, is this like you know, we had a conversation up here literally before they went out to Coachella, the team, and you know, it was kind of like, you know, differences of opinions about like our festival still fun. Like it's like, man, you out there, it's just like, it's dusty, it's you know, it's just like, you know, kind of like, it's one of the pleasures of when you have like one of the greatest jobs in the world, you're gonna have something that you don't like, you know what I'm saying? So it's a blessing to be able to not like a festival, you know what I'm saying? Most people, that's probably they dream to try to make one of them things, but you know, we done been to so many now that we can actually feel uncomfortable there, or you know, have you know, an opinion that's not necessarily woohoo about it, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, like I said, me personally, I feel like it's about just culture. Like it's like music is culture, especially for us, you know what I mean? Because a lot of us, we know, you may not know everything, but it's hard to let me see how to say it. Like, you got a lot of things that separate us, and music is one of those things that bring us together. And the more things that are that we all participate in together, when it comes to music, it keeps us together. So it might be somebody that you may not even have, you know, a lot in common with on the surface, but when it comes to music taste and your favorite artists, you know, your favorite albums, your memories of, you know, a festival that you went to, the person you standing next to at that festival, you may have never had a reason to ever cross paths with that person. You know what I mean? So I would just encourage us to, like, you know, just keep finding ways to make it, you know, keep it pushing forward. And I mean, obviously the ones that are more dialed in, when it's like, you know, with themes, it's like, okay, we're not just grabbing the, you know, it's the top 10 artists on the Billboard and throwing them all on one festival. Okay, this one is a rap oriented, this is a country festival, this is a, you know, you can dial in, and you know, you can still mix it up, but it can still just be like, you know, a little bit of culture clash, but then, you know, bringing worlds together, you know, just put a little more thought into it and just kind of curate an experience versus just, you know, a mega concert. I'm not against that, but yeah, all in all, I just feel like for our culture, we need to keep it, we need to keep them relevant, and, you know, maybe the prices need to vary a little bit. I mean, it's just ways, you know, other ways to think about it. It doesn't have to be, is it dead, or is it alive, or is it this, or is it that, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, because I mean, a lot of times, I mean, you go to the club, you know, the club used to be flyers, artists in the club. Now the club is not really that anymore. Like, not on the regular. Like, you don't necessarily go to the club to just see your favorite artist sitting in a section, you know, popping bottles, singing their favorite song. You go there to just, you know, kind of congregate. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a social thing now. Where I feel like before, you know, in the past, it was more like, you know, oh, who gonna be at the club tonight? Oh man, so and so gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, they booking artists. You know what I'm saying? 50 bands for artists to come through and walk through the club. You know, that was comparable to touring. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe like 10 years ago, like, an artist would literally go on a club run or like, to the point where, when you booking them, their after party, the after show, the club they go to after their show is just, or if not bigger than, you know what I mean, the show that they went to. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think, yeah, for just for the, you know, it's the festivals, yeah, we gotta take it easy on them, and just, you know, just allow them to evolve a little bit, and you know, I feel like we're gonna be okay, because like Christmas, kids get what they want every day, but we keep Christmas around for culture. You know, it's it brings people together as families, and not to mention, it's a moneymaker for the country. It's a reason to send everybody out to go shopping, buy a bunch of presents, buy a bunch of stuff. I mean, I'm saying you might be buying stuff all year, but that day is set aside for you to buy. You know what I'm saying? Same thing, like I said, with Thanksgiving. The story on it is not even the real story, but we celebrate it because it's supposed to. You know what I mean? And I feel like now it's probably a little taboo, kind of a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Families might celebrate it, but even though they may not all be like, you know what I mean?
So I got a question with that. As far as artists go with festivals, most artists believe like, oh, if I get in this festival, I'm gonna make it. Like, is that still a viable option with the way that festivals are starting to look?
I think it's like, okay, you had South by Southwest, and that wasn't the festival as in one stage, but you had a whole entire weekend where new artists would, flock to Austin to be seen and heard. And when it's balanced right, yes, because I feel like Austin got it right. They had real tastemakers that was like, if you have a stage where we have all these artists that we think are cool, and then we have a headliner that's the draw. So we got a headliner that everybody loves and we know everybody, and then we got these 4 artists that are performing ahead of that headliner that we think are cool and we think that you'll like. And that was like I think the peak was like kind of like blog era, you know what I mean? Because you had people like David Drake at the Fader. You know what I'm saying? Like people who were real tastemakers, who just had good taste in music. You know what I mean? And when you take that and you add and you it's the right balance, you can get like some really cool entertainment out of it. Just because it's not just a corporately sponsored event with these big artists and that's it. You had like, oh man, I came to see so and so, but man, the third artist that performed, you going right to your phone and looking them up in real time, like as you listening to it, like, dang, that's hard. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's kind of like I think that's where it would need to be, like to answer your question. Like art, when you're in that type of situation, I think so. But when you performing while the chairs is being set up, not so much. You know what I'm saying? Like they still sweeping the floor and you just up there, you know what I'm saying, doing your thing. I think it's good for just you getting your reps in as an artist. Anytime you can just touch a stage and perform and get some more, add to your your what I mean, practice, and it's good. But the whole purpose of it is you want to be in front of the people, and I think the spinoff now is to more so just be thinking ahead. Like, okay, well, that you're the opener where they still setting the venue up, and you just up there. Make sure you got some people with some like good camera, you know what I'm saying, work, and then you just capture the content and just keep it the camera aimed at you. Like, and honestly, the people don't even see if you don't show the crowd, they don't know who out there. You know what I'm saying? You bring it to the internet. Yeah.
Part of what you're saying, like, kind of ties into like the overall visibility of the artist,
Right.
Like just getting out there and like still taking up those shots.
Yeah, taking it serious. Yeah.
So do you feel like, because I know back in the day, like the whole idea of like the mysterious artist was a big thing, and I feel like with social media, that type of stuff is clashing, right? So like, what do you feel like are the important aspects of an artist now? Like now, like that we have the social media thing going on. Like, what are the things that we show as an artist?
I mean, now I think it's artists, they kind of develop themselves to a certain point, and that's not to say that they couldn't benefit from more development. But when you grow up with a camera, kind of basically your phone is you can be in front of a camera and practice, and it's not like the first time you're in front of a camera is not when you at a video shoot. Like you grow up with one in your hand and making videos and just having fun, and so it just comes off as slightly more organic and natural. Even if a person is playing a character, even if it's a made up personality, but if it's consistent, it's gonna translate. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, artists, like it's in the past versus today, it's like you had to have somebody really believing in you in order to like even get your foot in the door. Whereas now you can take it straight to the internet and find your tribe. You can find your people. You can find the people that support you and rock with you, and then to consider you. And it's not about their taste. It's about the following that you done already built for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're not relying on somebody else to see your vision. You know what I'm saying? As much.
Okay, no, I love that, and like I feel like that kind of feeds into the artist to like overall build their craft, right? So like
Facts.
you end up you have to create your own fan base. You have to curate, your content, and then you have to also market that to people. Do you feel like that makes it like tougher or easier for people these days as far as artistry goes?
I think it makes it more lucrative for you if you succeed. Like if you doing most of the heavy lifting, they got to talk to you different. It's like now they don't like. Okay, so ethically, the ownership of music is coming from if you creating the music or you are the person that's investing in the music. So if you're investing in the music, if you're putting the dollars up, you know what I'm saying, it's ethically moral for you to have ownership in that music that you're spending. You know what I'm saying, you're betting on it. You know what I'm saying, you're investing in it. That's, you know what I'm saying, it's an investment. The person that's creating it, obviously, since you're creating it, you want to, you should have ownership in it unless you forfeit your ownership for money. You know what I'm saying? If a person says, hey, I want to give you this large amount of money, and for that large amount of money, for this amount, for a set amount, it might not even be a large amount, because think about it, you 50 bands, you from the hood, it sounds like $1 million. It's not a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about for the rest of your life, you know what I'm saying? This thing you worked on, somebody else has it forever, and they can make money off it for forever, and the only thing you get is that 50 racks. You know what I'm saying? So I'll say, like, yeah, back, when people do, when a person is doing that, a person is just buying your rights, and you selling your rights rather. Now you putting yourself in a position where you're not an owner, you're owned. You know what I'm saying? And I think today it takes that mentality even out of the equation, because they can't really come at you with that deal, because if you hit a certain point, you realize you don't really need that. It can be an asset. It can be like the jumper cables. They can pour gasoline on your fire, but they're not the spark. You're the spark. You know what I'm saying? So, and you just got to remember that a label is never the gasoline, and you can make that mistake. Your first deal, I feel like your first deal is always tricky, because you come into it and it's the first time you kind of like accepting a partner. Like, okay, I have a partner in this. We had conversations. They obviously believe in me because they cut me a big check. You know what I'm saying? And it's like a check for licensing. It ain't like they cutting you a check and then they owning it. You getting this big check for them to like literally be a partner with you. So now with that money comes their opinions, and so it's like, okay, we with you. You know what I'm saying? We got our team of marketers, and we're marketing and PR and and now we have these ideas that that can, okay, you know what I'm saying, I'm locked in with them. I know they believe in it. I'm choosing to believe they see the vision, so I'm gonna entertain some of their ideas. When sometimes you just gotta buck and just do, because when you doing what you supposed to do, everybody wins. But as soon as you sit back and rely on them to do it, that's when it's gonna fall apart every time. Like I guarantee you. Like when you're out, like even the artists that are like, people be like, oh man, they crazy or they this and that. The reason why they succeed is because they're not waiting. They still moving as if because your partner's gonna benefit, because you're the spark. Instead of trying to sit back and let the label lead, the artist should lead and just allow The label gonna pour the gas. Their job is to be there to pour the gasoline on that fire, not you sit back and wait on them. Okay, is the fire ready yet? Y'all ready to start? You know what I'm saying? That's where your dream gonna die.
I really like that. It makes me think about how, at a certain point, like somebody like a Russell, right? Like you're doing so much for your artistry, right? And you got everything down to a T where you know yourself externally from just being that artist, right? So it's at that point, do you feel like those types of people need a label?
I mean, you definitely need a structure. I mean, if it's a label or if it's your own label, I mean, first of all, a record label is not a negative thing. Bad business is a negative thing. Like, it don't matter what business it is. It's good business and it's bad business. Well, and then it's knowing how to do business. You know, like some of this stuff is just okay. If a person put a piece of paper in front of you and you don't read it, even if it's in their favor, it's your job to read it or have someone, an attorney, somebody else that can make sure that your favor, because you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you even if it's bad ethics involved, you not protecting yourself. That understanding that this game was kind of invented by like attorneys and people. It wasn't just invented by creatives, like not the music business. The music was made by the creators, but the business was made by a bunch of like attorneys and a bunch of people that was just trying to get over. So the language is even messed up. You know what I'm saying? That's why they be using all this crazy for out and you be like, what is this? When you read the contract, you're like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't like if me and you and if all of us in this room and we make a cake, we all chip in to make this cake, and then we bust it down 5 slices. We all understand that we get a slice of this cake. Why do we need to call an attorney to try to see if I can get a bigger slice than you, or you can get a bigger slice than me? We all made the cake together. You know what I'm saying? We can keep cooking and eat forever if we all, because we're in this room together. We all know what we did. And if it's a person in here that deserve a bigger slice, we know that because we was there or not there. We was like, okay, he was the one that was there every day. You know what I'm saying? I pulled up once a week. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, so all of it is, it's kind of artist. It's like, it's just, like I said, I feel like that's just what the business is. The business is about, you know what I mean? At this point, it's already ingrained in it to, like, everybody looking at each other. It's like, okay, we can be in a room having the best time making this thing, but then when it's time to do the business, it shouldn't have to get weird. Yeah, and back to your question, like with Russell, I definitely feel like, yeah, like it's always good to have somebody to help you do the heavy lifting. You know what I'm saying? Especially after you done started it, why not have a partner? You just make sure that partnership on paper reflects. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, if they're coming in as a partner after you've already built this thing, it's gonna be different versus if they would have saw you when you had nothing and bet their, you know what I'm saying, and bet the house on you. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah,
Chance the Rapper, who kind of are touted for being so independent. Do you see ways that staying independent could also benefit you more than actually signing?
Oh, definitely. For independent is like the new signed. Like it's like, okay, if you think back to like if you like how like what the landscape looked like in like the 90s and early 2000s, you like the label you were signed to made you cool. It was like, well, are you with Def Jam, or are you with Atlantic, or are you with you know what I'm saying, Electra? Are you with Sony? Are you with RCA? Like literally the name of like the label of who you signed to, it dictated your, you know what I'm saying, Warner Bros. And I think like probably like you could say the pioneers of it being like Jay-Z with Rockefeller, Cash Money, No Limit, G Unit, the clicks, you know what I'm saying? The labels that were like the production companies that were signed to the labels, they had strong brand identity. So it wasn't like you didn't feel like, okay, Jay-Z signed to Def Jam. You're like, nah, Jay-Z signed to Rockefeller, you know what I'm saying? And then the way Dame was popping it so hard, like, nah, you know what I'm saying? They're quarter water. They're quarter water. They ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like just he was making it known. We do all the work. We take all the risks. We take all the chances. That's just our partner. That's one of our, you know what I'm saying, minority shareholders. You know what I'm saying? We 50%, so-and-so got 25, and so-and-so got 25. You know what I'm saying? They, you know what I'm saying, we walking on, we tell them what we gonna do, and they support it. So them kind of pulling the curtain and showing us that, obviously we gonna take that and run with it. So I think that's what kind of just made it more and more relevant for it to feel like a crew rather than you just being signed to it just directly to a label, even if the paperwork might reflect more of that than what the, you know, what how it looks when you being entertained by it. But like even with being independent, it's like it's like think about radio. Like, okay, so there are some radio stations that have a stronger signal. So independent, your signal might not be as strong as if you were on a major, but the numbers might be better for you. You know what I mean? Like you might be like, okay, independently, I'm selling 100,000 units, but I see half of the money. The money, you know what I'm saying? If you're seeing half of, you know what I'm saying, 100,000 units, or even half of 500,000 units, but then a person could be selling 3 million units, but only see 0.05%. You know what I'm saying? It'd be some crazy number like, oh, they don't, you know what I'm saying? They gave you advance and you don't see none of that. So I think it's just about, it's like knowing the numbers. Don't really get too tricked about like with the words and the language. It's like, because now I think it's cool to make artists look independent that aren't really independent. You know what I mean? Like it'll be an artist that got a whole deal, but they'll be like, yeah, and it's like intentional. Like the label, it won't be like broadcast and like advertised that they're signed to that label. It's like, it's cool for them to look like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it feels, it leans into like the consumer's process of discovering new music. You know, like if a label, if you getting spammed by a label, oh, new artist out, new art, versus if they just seed it in the right places and make sure, you know what I'm saying, like you know, play the internet game, you know what I'm saying, and put it like, okay, if they listen to this artist, they probably gonna like this artist too, or and find a way to get it in front of you and let you feel like you found it on your own, and then it's like, oh yeah, he an independent artist, he underground, you use certain words and it just kind of it's like it does the work for you, and the whole time you got a label behind you. Yeah, like I think today is probably the best time in the world to be an independent artist, because you can still find yourself in the circles and even in that with the same energy. Like think about even like how songs like that were made 20 years ago going viral, because going viral wasn't a thing back then. You know what I mean? So it's like I think the internet just created a whole new way for music to be consumed. And if you talk about that, you talk about syncs, man, it's a lot. It's a lot we can, like, it's a lot of ways to get to it and be seen and be heard, versus, you know, one way. It was either radio or TV, you know what I mean, or live show, obviously.
So do you feel like that could become performative? Like I remember back in college, as an example, the baby had on the whole diaper thing, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like after a certain point it could like draw people away from that art?
I don't know. Just because no matter what, it always come back to the music. I mean, can it be a distraction? Yeah, but when the music is good, I think it only distracts when the music isn't that good most of the time. Like there's a few times where um as a music fan, I felt like the thing that got the most attention took away from the most important thing. Like like, okay, for example, I'll say like I'm a Drake fan and I'm a Pusha T fan. So it's like, you know, seeing what the music thing that went back and forth with them, I wasn't really necessarily entertained by it, just because to me, like music beef now, it's kind of like like I said, it's a distraction. It take away from the game at this point. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Just because the way people react to it now, it get way past music. So I feel like that album that Pusha had dropped was well, in my opinion, just my opinion, was you know, he was brushing classic to me. It was like it was in that world to me. But I felt like the song that was going at Drizzy kind of overshadowed it. I feel like that became the main topic, not how good the album is. Just, oh man, you heard the song when you said, man, he said, and it went, and that was the main event. And then after that, that was it. Versus, man, why are y'all not? Why aren't we talking about how good this project is? Like that, man. You hear like the bars on this song, the beats on this song, you know what I'm saying, the track list and how it's arranged, you know what I'm saying, how it go out of this song and it's out of that song. But you gotta know, like, but you choosing that, like that's it. Or if like, and if it's not intentional, then it's like you supposed to have somebody on your team that's gonna have an unpopular opinion, that's gonna be like, bro, I know you're going to get this off, but man, it's kind of a distraction from this artwork. This artwork is fire. You know what I'm saying? But if we drop that, that's going to be the main thing they talking about, and not this, where you can really just dial in and make how good this is the main idea. You know what I'm saying? Or not the main idea, but the main focus. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
So it's interesting that you say that, like, because we seen J. Cole just spoke on that with his, you know, I guess premature speaking on with the Kendrick situation, and then also we heard Jay-Z kind of like touch on it where he was talking about the beef, kind of like it ain't the same no more. Do you feel like it's even worth it having a beef, or do you think keep business?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's worth it, just because we still got battle rap. Like you can still go like that's what I'm saying. We be acting like it just don't, like it's just nowhere. It's dudes that literally is like a sport where they understand it's not personal. No matter what this person can talk about, you know what I'm saying, digging up your grandmama or something, but you know he's not personally attacking you. It's literally for the art of entertainment, shock value, and all those other things. This person don't even know you well enough, and if you go do some research, y'all understand. It's like when if you having a roasting session and he flaming you, those do get out of hand. But more often than not, the people involved understand, hey man, if you sensitive, leave the room, or don't you know what I'm saying, don't play, because you know what I'm saying, we nobody holding no punches. So I just feel like, but real rap beef, it be stemming from a real conflict. Even if it's like not all the way personal, it's like, okay, I rock with these people, you rock with these people, they clashing, so we clashing, and it take one little slick line, and somebody gonna OD, somebody gonna go too far every time, and it's like to your question is like for what, like, especially when it's just a distraction. It ain't just all right, we got in the ring, we and now we both going on about our business. And then if we can still be on the same festival, and security ain't got to be beefed up, and ain't nobody scared, and people ain't scared that, dang, if I answer the call, if I answer his phone calls, this person gonna stop answering my call. If I get seen in this picture with this person, it really divide it. And to me, it's even worse, because like, as a music fan, it really just mess up the music. Like it really like think about how many songs we would have had if it wasn't beef. You know what I'm saying? Like how many songs that we didn't get to have because of beef. You know what I'm saying? Like we never got to hear a Biggie and Nas song. We never got to hear like two dudes that's from the same. I mean, definitely different. You know what I'm saying, cuts of their city, but let alone two like GOATs. You never got to hear them on a record together. And we definitely did not get Prime Jay-Z and Prime Nas on a record. We got records from them together eventually, but not when it was like Jay-Z, Rockefeller, and Queensbridge, Nas, like them on songs together, and they crews co-mingling. We never got Jay-Z and Mobb Deep on a song together. We never got, like, it's so many, especially like I feel like the New York Golden era, we missed probably the most collabs, just because when they had it, you know what I'm saying, it was like they beef was kind of like, it was a lot of it was subliminal until they got, you know what I'm saying, and then even once it went big, they did know how to, you know what I'm saying, for the most part, keep it pushing. But it still affected the music when lines were drawn where we just didn't get certain records. Then you watching like an old interview and you hear like Method Man talking about how he had caught, like he had to hear about it. You did a song with Biggie, like it's like, you know what I'm saying, like it's like, bruh, if you play that song now, that song is a classic. But it's like it wasn't supposed to happen because, bro, you know, we ain't like that. It's like, you know what I'm saying, like it's really like gang. It's like literally like hoods. Like, okay, these people don't rock with these people, so we don't rock with them, they don't rock with us. We gonna stay over here and they gonna stay over there. And when we move, it's like this. When we do songs, it's like this. And we dropping our little subliminals and they dropping theirs. And if somebody really want to jump out and put a name on it, then okay, now it's up. But regardless if that happens or not, our art is never going to intersect at no point. You never, you know what I'm saying, this DJ, you know what I'm saying, like think about somebody like DJ Clue. Like you ain't even think about what probably the conversations he had or didn't have, because it's like, you a DJ, so you supposed to be kind of like, I don't want to say above all that, but kind of absent from that. Like it shouldn't be, okay, he a DJ, he can't have that. If I'm on your mixtape, he can't be on your mixtape. You know what I'm saying? So you heard everybody on his tape, or you heard you know what I'm saying? It was like people don't really be understanding how messy this music stuff it really is when it comes to, like, because when the business is good, y'all friends. Only when the business go bad is y'all ops. And I think it's like that might be uniquely in the music business, because that's how it went. Like basically when y'all on a, like when you get a phone call, what's up, bro? Da, da, da. It's not formal. It's real informal. It's real, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all kicking it a certain way off rip. There's no warming up. Like, I know what you do, you know what I do. We excited because we know what we can do together. So you lock in quick. Even like tour, you be on, like, let's say you on the road 30 days. You seeing the same people for 30 days, every single, like, in all those hours. How long is the show on stage? You're with these people 24 hours a day for 30 days. You're not taking no break. Y'all literally up under each other. So the bond that you build with them, it's like family. Like it's a real such thing as like depression, like tour depression. Like when you come off tour, you be depressed because it's like it's hot. It's like you go in and you have this like amazing experience, and then you get dropped back at home, and you just back where it's like being snapped out of a dream or something. It's like now you just sitting on your couch or whatever you doing before. Like you done went into this every single day. You wake up on a routine. Name is every day. You know what I'm saying? You rocking out. Y'all kicking it. Y'all having fun. Y'all swapping stories. If you might be making up stories or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But whatever it is, y'all locked in every single day for 30 days straight, no breaks. Even on the breaks, y'all all hanging. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all exchanging. You know what I'm saying? You out there with a bunch of white folks, they like to hike. They like, man, you trying to go on this trail? You're like, I'm not going on no trail. But then eventually you just be like, fuck it, I'm gonna go on the trail with them. You know what I'm saying? Or you might like go into like a certain little thing, and they be like, you know, you trying to go? Man, I don't know. Man, you good? You with me? Come on. So you get to exchange in experiences and really building real bonds with these people, and then just cold turkey. All right, tour's over. Now you back to the real world. You back, you know what I'm saying? You just back at whatever you got going on, and it definitely sends you into a depression for real. Like, and you have to kind of like shake it off.
So I remember you telling us about some of your early tour experiences. Do you want to share that with us? Like the whole whole grandma couch stuff like that?
Oh, nah. So before it was rolling out, yeah, like Dope ENT, like they would book artists and they would just take you on a Florida tour. Like basically, like if you were independent artist, up and coming artist, and they rock with you, they'll bring you to Florida and just it's like take you on a whole Florida circuit type tour. You know what I'm saying? And so like I just remember like Tariq would have you sleeping at his grandmama's house. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, like his grandmama's house was the spot for real. Like so. You coming down there, you thinking you finna go to the get some hotel accommodations. You're like, nah, you finna go to your grandma's house. You're like, what? You coming there and it's trimmed, you know what I'm saying? So it was turned, and it's just that was a fun experience, and it's like that's like your first tour ever. So it might not be nobody in the venue. It might be 10 people. It might be 20 people. It might be 30 people. It might be 2 people. You don't know because you getting that first. You know what I mean? That first look. And then when you talk about like touring with a group like Run the Jewels, it's like a tour like that will spoil an artist just because it's not the norm. You know what I mean? Like it's like a really close-knit community of fans. It's just a lot of fans, but they all like you doing venues that's holding 2, 3, 5,000 people max, but they're booking those shows 3 days in a row, back to back in one city, like 2, 3 days. Like so, you're not just going in a city and doing one show and leaving. You go in the city, you do a show that night. You know what I'm saying? You stay the night in that city, do the show again that night. Like I remember they did 5 dates in New York. They had like, or it was 4 or 5, but they had to stop. They had to say no, we're not doing another one. And I mean, all of them back to back sold out, selling out of merch. Like they have to bring like the freights of merch. Crazy. And the fans are there when the door opens. Before you come out on stage, you're performing for a full crowd of people. Ain't no setups, ain't nobody cleaning up, ain't like they're like this. Now, the other thing about it is they ready to see Run the Jewels. So you got your work cut out for you. You know what I'm saying? You have to win them over. You know what I'm saying? They gonna make you work for it. I feel like artists like that, them. I feel like Wiz Khalifa's fan base is like that. It's certain artists that like they're gonna put you through the ringer and show you and they'll turn you into a good performer. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna have to really put on a show and connect with the audience. And then, my advice, any artist that's even thinking about touring, I think the most important thing is connecting with the audience. Your music is not that important because they don't know it yet. So that's their first time hearing it. So you need to really lock in on creating, like humanizing yourself to them, so making sure they see you as because they already looking at you. They looking at what you got on. They looking at how you look. They looking at how you move. You know what I'm saying? They probably catching maybe the sound of your voice, but they're looking for something to attach to. They're looking for something to connect. So it's really the time that in between the songs, you use that time wise. If you're using that time wisely, you're gonna connect because you tell them a story. Kind of give them a little bit of yourself. Tell them where you from. Like treat it like a conversation, with the music being like the commercials in between the conversation, and you're gonna connect with them. And then once they buy into who you are, then they'll give your music a shot. Because you got to remember, up until you walked out on that stage, they didn't know you exist, and then they did not come to see you. They literally don't know who you are and really don't want to know who you are. They pay their money to see the headliner. You know what I'm saying? And if you do have a fan base, then that means you done already did half the work anyway, and now you just got to turn up for them. Even down to when if nobody knows who you are, it's always a little pocket of people that just want to turn up, and you find them and you just feed into them. So it's crazy because it might just be this same side of the stage. It might be, you know what I'm saying, every show, like, man, every show we going to, man, stage left just be turning up for me. I don't know what it is. Maybe that's just where the kids is at, or maybe that's just where that's just where they, but you see them going crazy, you feed them. You know what I'm saying? And then other performance tricks is like find a person who who is not responding to you and try to win them over. You know what I'm saying? Like, while everybody out there dancing and that one person is just like this. Look at them. You know what I'm saying? And try to, if you crack them, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes they resistant. They just, but you here, you know what I'm saying? And you're not going nowhere. So, you know what I'm saying? You win them over. I'll also say, you know, get to know your personnel in the venues, and depending on the venue, is different, because like, so a group like Run the Jewels, they have their own personnel. So everywhere they go, they have their lighting person, their sound person, their, you know what I'm saying, literally their everything, their merch person. And depending on the market, sometimes those people have to allow the people that's from that place. It's like a union thing where, okay, Live Nation, you got to allow these people to, you know, work in the venue as well, and they get because they get a percentage of, you know what I'm saying, we get a percentage of all merch sales that come through here. So, you know, if you selling your thing for $10, it's got to be, and another thing too, your merch would be having price points too, like especially as an opener, like they be having a cap on how much you can charge for your stuff, because it can't conflict with, you know what I'm saying. It's like it's really that serious. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't just get to bring your box of stuff in there and go, oh man, I'm doing $100 t-shirts. Whoa, what you doing? Making me $100 t-shirts? Nah, that ain't how I go. This is the price point. Your stuff can be from this to this. And what all the pieces do you have? And what, you know what I mean? And like, I was smart. I had made bandanas, and it would just so happen, like a lot of times you got to peep what merch pieces are already being sold by the headliner, and try to do something that they not doing. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, like, you know, you want to have a t-shirt just in case somebody really like you, and then they go, okay, I want your t-shirt. But if anything, you need to be getting those to throw and give to people to get them on, you know what I'm saying? Get them on your wave. But if you're going to have the one that's probably going to sell is the one that's the one thing that the main, the headliner don't have, you know what I'm saying? So you just kind of get creative. You know what I'm saying? Like, and stuff that people gonna use all the time. Like, everybody gonna use a lighter. Everybody gonna use a, you know what I mean? You get that. The person just need a lighter, and then so like, they buying your lighter, and it may not, because it's not because they're a fan of your music, but your branding is on it. So, you know, at that point, it's just thinking smart. You know what I'm saying? And how to make sure that even if you don't make no money, it covers it. It paid for itself. Like, and I feel like that's what ended up happening with mine. I don't even really think I made no money. My merch just ended. They ended up paying for itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, enough people bought bandanas, and it was like, and I kind of knew how many I needed to sell for it to cover itself, and the rest because I really wanted to just throw them. I was like, I need to really get this stuff away. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, you said sign off. Oh, this cuz Lightyear, Sound Exchange at the William. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all time. And we'll be getting back with y'all next week.